let's go back to try to remember what happened last game.
Oh, there was a lot. And a lot of
I
lore
came
stuff for you
came back.
and Auraba. Actually, very important stuff for Auraba and you.
I think I came back from the Smith, right? And you all were in one room,
Yeah,
and I was
we
telling
were
you
pretty
about.
awesome.
Oh no, that's where we stopped. I still need to tell you all this stuff. Shit.
Yeah, and Auraba also, he found out about um, the means of using what was it? Blood, and how they can create via blood different creatures, using something like dark matter stuff also to make it extravagant. Also, I'm 3 weeks from now, and I really watched the whole episode again, just because it was so wholesome and funny and very important. But yeah, again, I forgot about all. Nice
Don't worry
question.
about it. We get it together. So I was talking to the Smith, and I found out that he doesn't like his position. He's forced to do that, but he enjoyed working with me. And he told me the name of the husband that died, that supposedly you killed, maybe,
Me?
or Ramon, and they maybe keep her in this labyrinth so that she may never escape and find Ramon.
Mm.
And maybe that's why they need to keep feeding the lives of people to their castle, so that it stays in the dimension and so that the labyrinth can keep changing. Maybe. It's far-fetched. Very far-fetched. We should first find out how this girl is treated by everyone, if she's actually caught or not. So I think, yeah, we can just roleplay in the rooms that we are in and be like scheming and maybe crafting.
Yeah, I mean, to me, that's also fine if you would want to speak with any of the characters. Yeah. So I am fine with playing a bit now, and we would wait for Jeff. Nicholas said that he can't at all.
I didn't hear anything from Niklas, and I
Okay.
can't remember what he said.
Okay. Yeah, but
If
Riza
he said
can't at
anything.
all. So
Yes, well, not at all. She said she'll be listening in maybe and join after 9 p.m.
oh,
But
okay.
there's no guarantee that she's going to make
Mhm.
it or do any
Okay.
of that. Yeah, but I don't mind playing as well. We can
Yeah.
jump right in, Claude, too.
Okay.
You were doing the sleepover, right, Klaatu?
Mm. Mm.
So yes. So Justin would arrive by later into the night with no Oraba was already there. I'm just trying to piece together what I remember from it.
Yeah. I think Auraba was in his room still studying and was about to come in too, but well, perhaps he forgot something in his room.
The way we ended last time was when I got Oraba to go to the others and we woke them up, and then I
Yeah.
think we ended the session.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
So we could say that instead of me waking up Oraba, I instead go and wake up Klaatu in this scenario
Mm.
and go from there.
Sure, that's also fine.
Hey, psst,
What?
yo,
No.
don't
Yeah.
wake the others. Don't wake the others. Shh. All right, slowly take Miru's tail from your neck, slowly,
Mm.
and then
Oh,
follow me. Come on, follow me.
so warm. What? Oh. Oh. Ah.
It's about your friends.
What? My friends, you, not you.
Old friends,
Oh,
weird friends, vampire friends.
yeah. Okay, wait. Yeah, I'm barely awake. Okay, what?
Look,
Uh,
shh, shh, shh,
oh,
shh, shh. All right.
yeah.
I
What?
originally, hey,
Uh,
I originally went uh to the Smith Tornado, right?
mm, wait,
Um,
let me pee first. I go out of the room and pee in a corner.
you actually, if you would just step one step into
What?
your room, a toilet would appear. You know that?
All
No,
right.
you're actually
Sorry.
sullying the corner. Don't just
What?
walk while
No,
actually you're walking while pissing.
no problem. Prestidigitation. And it's gone.
Oh, that's convenient.
It is.
Never mind.
Okay, what? I'm feeling better now. Now I'm thirsty and hungry.
Well, I can help with a thirsty bit. Listen to this.
Mm,
There's someone in this castle here that wants to kill you because you killed their husband.
what?
Yeah. Her name's Martinella.
Hmm. History. Let's see if I remember anything of that. Martinella, and we did met her, so
Big monster creature. Wolf-like.
what? Let me see what I got in my memory temple.
Okay, all right. So with a 27, you know that she was one of the great. She was kind of the second in command, like the not the second. She was kind of the security officer in the ship, and she was always very harsh. And she was married to this very kind of just very happy person that
Oh,
kind of got along with Klaatu to a bit of an extent, and he just wanted to create a new life for him and his wife
oh,
here in the new world. A lot of like just positive goals, and this Arturo Bon, and that is all that you remember, really.
I can't recall that I killed him, but he was a nice fella. I wouldn't do such thing. I didn't know why. We had similar goals, like improving our life via this mission.
All right, don't debate with me either.
What?
If it, I saw it. I heard it. Are you saying I'm a liar? Why should I lie? Why should I lie?
No, I tell you that I don't have any memory of that, of killing him.
You
And
have
I
to.
don't know why I should, so I have no motive.
Klaatu, when I
What?
met you, you had no memories at all.
Yeah. And still I have no memory of killing him.
I know, but you probably did.
But in front of a court, I would be free and not guilty.
In front of her court, you would be dead before you even get asked questions.
Well, in front of our court, we will be
Stop the
all
courts.
alive
Stop
and
the
they will
courts.
be
There's
dead
no.
because
It's
we
all
are very
hypothetical.
powerful.
It's
What?
all hypothetical. It doesn't make sense to argue about it. Let's argue about reality, all right? There's something out there wandering this labyrinth that assumes you've killed their husband. That's enough for them to kill you.
But why
I don't
me?
know. Well,
Where do you get this info? Did she
it
tell?
was like,
Oh, Morty, you killed my husband, Arturo Born. Oh,
yes,
what? What, really?
yes.
Holy shit. What did I do?
Wait.
What? And how? Back in the days, I could do like nothing. I was like, I don't know. I had a big tummy. I was full of beer. I couldn't do anything right, actually. Well,
Are you done with the hypotheticals?
well, I just don't know how I should did it.
Maybe someone is blaming you for the death.
Yeah, that is something I can recall. That is something that would be possible.
But who would gain something?
Nobody. I was a nobody, actually. That's why I came here, to be a body. To be someone. To gain, like, a title. I would love to be Sir. Sir Morty Bellamy. Sounds very good. Or even better, Lord. Lord Morty Bellamy.
I'm not too sure about you being a nobody. Nardo and Leto cared enough for you to bring you here.
Because I started this all. I started the expedition to this new continent. That's why I'm now somebody. And well, in Vanuta I was perhaps someone, but in my bar I was not the one I wanted to be. I need more. I need more to be with Frank. I need a lot of money and something I can present off to be, well, a better catch for a noble person.
What do you mean a catch?
Well, my lover and we couldn't marry because I was just a bartender. Well, it was my bar. I was not just a tender. But
You are
I
10 now.
didn't have enough money to, well, present myself in front of nobles. I was just an underground bar, very with a good recommendation, but not enough.
All right, man. I maybe when the time gets to come around, you'll get to be a bartender again. But for that, you need to live through this castle. Do you realize that?
Yeah, I know.
Who do you think we
About,
should talk to? I mean,
about
Donato and me, we are like very good professional friends now,
yeah,
colleagues even, I'd say.
really?
But I don't want to. Yeah, that's why I don't want to burden his shoulders on it. I'm pretty sure that what I've said will inspire him to rise against his contract as well. But
Oh, really? So you had a good time?
did I not show you yet? Look at that! And I pull out my pepper box
Okay.
and I show it to you and say, "Look at this barrel. Do you see it?"
Yeah. Yep.
And it's beautifully when you look inside. I put the bullet out so you can actually see everything inside.
Okay.
Intricate blue lines that zip, zip, zip,
Ooh.
zap with electricity from time to time.
Ooh. That is intricate work.
He
Nice.
actually managed to infuse it with arcane magic. So every time I fire around, there's going to be some electricity coming along the shot and applying itself on target hit. I need to try it in combat though.
Oh, want to try it?
But amazing, yeah. And I think he enjoyed the time working on the project.
Hmm.
I brought some interesting stuff out. I would have loved to see the gauntlet.
Missed with sorry, uh, Klaatu, with a 28 in Arcana, you do recognize that this is both incredibly intricate and immensely advanced. Something that you definitely have not seen, and it does seem like that chamber for that specific bullet does kind of arch around in itself, have these like electricity or kind of these lightning sparks almost constantly going through it, as
Ooh.
if it was some sort of conduit for the bullet itself.
Go on, touch it.
No way.
No, it's completely harmless. It's harmless.
Well, I can see with my eyes. I don't need to touch it.
All right, you sure about it? Okay. All right, it's marvelous anyway. So,
Yeah.
yeah, good friends now, but don't want to burn the newfound relationship too much.
In the few hours. Well, I should work on my attitude about working. I get nothing done.
Well, you let others do your work for you, so
Yeah.
you get shit done, but it's you never feel like you've accomplished something. It's different.
Yeah. Sometimes I want to accomplish something.
You do. When we fight together, it's the spells you cast that do the killing. You're excellent killer.
Well, that's nothing. I want to be famous for, but
Well, you're a very good magical defender as well.
oh yeah, that's something better.
Yeah,
I defend
and
my loved one.
so far you're a mediocre lover.
Hey,
From what I've heard.
what? I spent 10 years just fucking.
Shh,
I'm the
oh, you're
best
getting
person
too
for
loud,
that
you're
job.
getting too loud. And I start pushing you through the corridor inside Justin's room.
Oh, there's doors.
Shh, just,
What?
yeah. Now
Here's
when we
nobody.
can
I'm
close the door, you
screaming.
can at least speak normally without
Yeah.
waking everyone up. Are you not concerned about this whole killing thing?
Well, yeah, but I. Well, actually not. I'm not sure. You're keeping me safe so much, and I guess we can figure that out because I don't think
Oh,
I
yeah,
could.
the ramifications of dying and stuff, you don't have to worry about it. Of course, we'll be safe through all of it, but your friends are in pretty deep shit. They're fighting each
Yeah.
other. There's
Yeah.
some conspiracies going on.
Yeah.
There's people blaming lost and not found yet people on murders, and they use lives to keep everything alive. You know that actually, by contract, my dear friend down in the smithy is forced to create these lantern fucks, these fabricated, all look the same. You saw them, right? Look around you. These guys.
Yes.
Yeah, everyone takes a real life. Everyone, each one of them.
Oh yeah, that's necromancy. But
Yeah.
I prefer not to take the souls from people. Just rest.
Well, we don't mind, but I guess there should be limits to it and some ethics behind it.
Yeah.
Which Ramon failed to get across at a dinner. So I was thinking maybe we should just walk and see if we find maybe someone to talk to.
Well, did Martino told you about? Oh no, Piero told you about anyone who is trustworthy? Because so far we
Oh,
just have.
he's all for himself. You should. He didn't care too much to meet us, and he doesn't care too much to hear from us again.
Oh,
Well, maybe from me now, but only work related. I doubt he'll be up for a revolution,
hmm. Wait, what? Wait,
investigation.
I figured something out. You used a soul to make this weapon, right?
Well, no, I didn't. Donato used.
So there's a body.
No, it totally disintegrated, and the blood went into the inscriptions here. There's nothing
Oh,
left of the creature.
oh shit. Okay.
Why? Oh, you wanted to do some skeletons.
Oh well. At least I wanted to say to do something. Okay. So I think Ramoni is interested in me, so he could be a potential trustworthy person. Although I don't trust him at all, because he was
Well,
very angry when I refused his offer to stay here.
the thing with Ramon is that once we figure out what he actually wants from us and we be supportive of his idea, I think he'll welcome anyone who supports his ideas.
Yeah, I agree.
The dangerous thing is, we're not in agreement with Ramon's ideas, no matter what they are, I can tell you that.
Well,
I would be very surprised if we would
well,
actually go along with that.
as we have at least common goals, like we heard at the table with the UNT, they have beef with them, so we could use that, and I guess they are all into that. Or at least the ones who fight, or who fought them.
There's so much instability here that prevents them from actually working together,
Yeah, but a common goal
you know?
could help with that.
And a temporary way for them to get along.
Yes.
So maybe we should be putting this as our aim in this conversation soon. Be
Yeah.
like, hey, we want to find a short-term solution for stability to move something along that is of grander scale and of benefit to all of us.
Yeah, and the goal would be to, well, do we want to get rid of the whole guarantee or just want to crush them so they don't reassemble or something like this?
Say that again. What do you mean?
The UMT. Do we want to destroy the structure of them so they can't have a social life, or do we want to really get rid of them, like purge them, or what is the goal with the UMT? Actually, I don't know a lot of them, except they are pretty evil.
Yeah, the goal for me would be to eradicate them.
Completely.
Well, it depends.
Mm.
We've not been at their culture yet.
Yeah.
We haven't made contact. Mister's the only one, and if you ask him, I guess
Yeah.
they should all go to hell right away. No trusting the Yuan-Chi.
Yeah.
Kill, kill, kill.
Yeah, I feel that. We had one encounter with the UNT, and that was very troublesome.
Yes.
Hmm.
I wouldn't need another one.
So, okay, Ramoni we could use for the grand scale and hoping that he can reunite everyone. I think Cecilia is out of question. She is mad. Mad with, yeah,
Just mad.
vampire. She's just mad.
Just
Girl.
mad.
Yeah.
Maybe she's been kept very hungry and
Yeah.
needs some blood.
And she was such a nice person back then. Can't even see her in that face again. She's just so different.
What if we find a way to reverse what happened to them?
Could try to throw them in the pond of Uxaphon. Works
Well,
for
they
me.
all seem to.
Again, please.
Hello?
Yeah. Hello?
Did you catch that?
No.
They all seem to want what you have.
Yeah, I don't know what I have.
You were undead and now you're living again.
Perhaps this. Perhaps other things. Perhaps I can do something that they don't. But I don't know what that would be. I can do skeletons. I guess everybody of them can do that. It's
No,
pretty
you
basic.
already did what they wanted to happen to them. You came back alive. You became a normal human being. And you're
Yeah.
still as young as you were when they met you.
If that is the thing, it would work out easy. We just teleport them to Uxaphon, throw them in the pond, and they will be normal again, I guess.
No,
Because
they probably be half planned.
well, no, not actually. I refuse to be planned, so you can do it
Oh,
if you are
can refuse
proficient
to be
enough.
planned?
What? Yeah. The
Do you think we
pond
shouldn't?
tried
Oh, wait.
to transform me into a plant, but well, it's perhaps a kind of because I'm so proficient with all these magic stuff, and it's like a natural talent of myself, I would guess, because I don't learn so much.
Oh, man. You
Well,
know, stop for a moment. The only thing I can think about is you bullshitting me, and the only thing you did transform is your dick, so you can say that you have wood down there.
that would be a good pun.
Did
Oh,
you do it?
damn.
Did you
No,
do it?
I read it. You want to see it?
No.
Good.
Maybe we'll get
So,
in the hot tub sometime. That'll be opportunity enough.
oh yeah.
Didn't Landridan change you back?
Well,
Oh yeah.
originally, yes.
That's right.
Thank you, Mist. Oh, you're awake?
Sure. It's hard to sleep when you guys are chatting away like housewives.
Look, I was.
Sorry.
That's pretty good. Another voice of wisdom is good to have here. Listen to this. On my way to Donardo, when Nardo was leaving me through the halls and ways of this castle dimension, I'd met Martinella, another member of the original ship. Someone in high position, you said, security-wise, whatever, a fighter.
Yeah.
I met her as a wolf-like monster, yelling that she wanted to kill the murderer of her husband being Klaatu.
Oh, so she said Klaatu, not Morty. Oh,
Well, now that you say, I can't remember that well. Maybe
Ah.
she said Morty. Maybe she said
Mm.
Plato. Maybe murderer of my husband.
Inside.
But there's just so much going on, conspiracy-wise.
Are you trying to bullshit me, Justin? You're making me. Do you want to make me nervous?
Well, look, I mean, it was pretty hasty, once you encounter a monster that seems to be raging and wanting to kill something. Even Nardo was like, don't fucking breathe and be quiet. We don't want to face her. I'm not even sure if we can manage her. And I was like, hey, you got that bow, I got that gun. And he was like, no, no, no. So I think she's pretty damn strong.
Okay.
Distracting from so no, Klaatu, actually I could have not told you and led you towards the corridors, let you walk in her yourself,
That's right.
We're so distrusting you.
No, just
We
general.
do care at least a bit.
It's good. Good to hear that you and them still care. Okay, what do you think about G2 de Calvis? I think he was pretty straightforward on the table, but stoic. But I think we can work with that too. He is a pretty one-dimensional character, I guess.
Is that the one who was playing the instrument?
No, that's the one who was so righteous and very well had a stick up his ass.
What about the guy who wanted to talk to you very badly?
That was
Wanted to talk
Martina
to
Card, and he wanted to talk with Miru.
Miru, not Klaatu.
Ah, okay, sorry. So then I wouldn't have noticed either way. Oh no, I would have. That's why I did, because Miru was next to me. So go back to that. Alright, that stick bum guy, alright.
Yeah. I think we. I think he's usable. Next,
Well,
Nado.
alright.
What do you think about Nado?
Well, Nardo is,
Usable?
I guess, only. What does usable sound like? You're pretty fast at discarding friends. We're not.
Oh, no, not that. Like for our plan. You should know me better. I wouldn't push away any
Well,
friend I could have.
no. Here's a piece of advice. Whenever you plan with people, don't actually try to plan with them. They're unpredictable as fuck. But consider them. Yeah, I think he's only concerned about his sister's safety.
His wife.
Oh, is it his wife, Leto?
Yeah.
Oh, they gave off kind of brother and sister vibes, to be honest.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
Maybe there's not much touching involved once you get undead.
Oh. They should go to therapy with me. Oh, I should. Yeah.
Do you mean threesome?
Well, no. Yeah, well, I would do it, but.
When you say therapy, do you actually mean threesome?
No, I mean therapy. Like, I'm very good at love and sex education. 10 years! Don't forget that. 10 years!
I know it's the same person that wanked off at a holy site with the guardian of the place being present just like a couple of meters away. It's the same guy,
Imagine living for hundreds of years without your wanker. And then,
I
out of
can't
nowhere,
imagine.
you get all your homins in your flashback.
You did your wanking on the way to Uxafon's garden already. I'm aware of that, but let's not bring up not bring up the part. Do you think it would it pay off to visit Avedato?
Avedato. Oh,
Stuck up guy, you said.
No, that's Avogado. Avedato is a whole different person. That's the one with the mask.
Oh yeah,
made this,
intelligence guy.
The shadow person.
Caster of illusions.
Yeah, the guy who made something with this castle too. That's Avodato. We don't know anything about him actually, but he is very, well, cautious.
I find him to be the most intriguing one.
Yeah, because
Kind
he's
of like the one opposing Ramon in power.
Mhm. So Martinella is out of discussion. Goro is out of discussion. Piero is
Yeah.
all by himself, you said. Martino, we don't know anything about him, or except that he is obviously the lowest in the ranks. Although he is the most beautiful, I would say. Oh, I would do a lot to him when we see each other.
Thankfully, rank is not decided by beauty, but rather abilities.
Not in my world.
I know, and that's what worries me.
No, I'm just kidding.
Did you hear that?
What?
See, coming from next door where Orobus' room is. Shall we have a look?
Oh, of course.
Why was he not at your place where everyone else was sleeping?
I wanted to work. And he wanted to enjoy his own bed. Which I can see, but still it hurt a little bit hearing it.
Why did it hurt you when he decided to sleep somewhere else?
Well, I like you so lot, all of you, and felt lonely and, well, didn't have
Not-
to hear from my good old drug buddy that he didn't want to spend time with us. So I was just a little
I
bit.
think you're the one being needy. We've spent most of the days inside of this tiny hut, cuddling up like crazy puppies,
Yeah, no.
and
I
he
know I'm
gets a
not
bed
needy.
for himself for a night.
Again, I know it's kind of always the same answer with me, but 100 years alone. I just enjoy it. We are not, well, it could end any time, and if you live so long, a time like this whole few months we spend together is barely nothing. Especially when there are 10 years between it, where I just got, well, where I got my vacation, I would say. So time is very fluid with me and not so easy to grasp. I don't know. Well, you're human too, so
Time is crazy.
yeah. But you could imagine we are barely getting 100 years old. I never met a person who was over 100 as a human. I'm already such a special person.
In the gnome country, I met a few who were over 100, but they were not human, of course.
Yeah, that's my
Mm.
point.
All right, let's see if Orobus awake.
Mm.
Actually, Mist, I did notice you in the bedroom with everyone.
Oh, he was.
I was there.
You weren't sleeping on the bed, were you?
No, I was in the hot tub.
Oh, of course.
Good old hot tub.
Good old hot tub, yeah.
Best invention in the world. Well,
Right, I knock on the door.
Wouldn't say that, but it was interesting.
mm,
I heard of hot springs.
I've never been to a hot tub. Well, the hot springs
Isn't
are
there
like
hot?
the
Is
natural.
it just a bucket with hot water?
A little bit fancier it is, but essentially yes.
I mean, oh, the fancy bathtub in your room.
Yes.
It's called a hot tub.
I call it a
So it's just
jacuzzi.
larger.
No, it's infused with magic and it bubbles. Very comforting, very relaxing, like a little massage of, I don't know, little mice crawling over your back, and
Oh,
it
that's
tingles a little
interesting.
bit
So
when you
there's a
cry.
heat enchantment in there, right?
Well, yeah, in my in my imagination it is. I don't know where they got it from, but I thought of it like this, and it
And
appeared.
probably air because of the bubbles.
Yes, yes.
If you slip. It's interesting they could be used like that.
Magic is very percentage, damn.
Like an onion has many layers.
Yeah, diverse,
Diverse, yeah.
multifarious. Yeah.
Oriba, are you awake?
No answer.
Ah,
Alright, I slowly open the door. Does it open?
Yeah, I guess. Like I didn't lock it, and he's still sleeping.
Oh. Ah.
And he looks so fucking peaceful. Like
oh.
it's the first time he finally got a good sleep
Alright,
with much less drugs.
maybe we can wait until tomorrow morning.
Oh, it's not morning yet. I didn't know which time we were at right now.
Still
No,
night.
still not.
Yeah, then he's sleeping really hard for sure.
Well, Justin, can you do me a favor?
What?
Can you draw Orba? It's so peaceful. I want to hang it on my wall.
Well, if you commission it, it's going to cost you.
What? I have 10 gold.
Yeah, 5.
3.
Hmm?
3 gold.
Hmm?
4?
Hmm?
Oh, wait, I don't have any gold. We bet.
Oh,
We-
that's
Oh,
unfortunate.
yeah. We bet that they won't eat flesh, and I won, so 20 gold. Right into my hand, right now, please.
Wait a moment. Didn't they?
No.
I'm pretty sure Cecilia was drinking blood.
No. There was no eating involved.
No one ate anyone.
Nope.
Well then. That's 20 gold for you, right?
Yes. Thank you.
So I'll give you 15 and I'll do the picture.
What? No.
Here you go.
Okay, 50. What else?
Okay. 748.
So what exactly what were we discussing back in the room?
Oh,
The dangers of this place and the work it involves.
and we were trying to get the trustworthy partners out of the 10 and who we could use for our plans, like get rid of the UNT or befriend the forest again or something like this. Or
Alright, I'll put out my notebook and I'll put out a blank page. Well, for starters, maybe let's understand this situation.
yeah.
Look, and look on the map, guys. I'm going to draw in it.
Mhm.
So here, and here. Oh, it's not free shape. It's freehand. There you go. So we have maybe 2 factions here. One of them is Ramon, and the other one might be, what's his name again? Figio, the illusionist guy.
Wer da?
Averdato. So let's put an A here. So under Ramon are probably Nardo and Leto,
Yeah.
because they are contractually bound to Ramon and they care for each other's safety. Then there is Piero Donato. He's an independent faction. And then there's Martinella. She's an independent faction.
I would say Martino is also independent because he's so low.
Who?
It could be Martino de Calvo, the
Martino.
bar. Mach, yeah, MD perhaps, or MC. Because he could be on all the sides because he has no no power,
Yeah, you're right.
I would say, from what I
Oh.
gather.
Then there's Cecilia.
Yeah, Cecilia. Ramon?
She is probably with Ramon. She was at the diner, so Ramon seems to have some power over her. Who else was at the diner?
Master Giotto de Calvis. He wasn't with Ramon. He wanted to be the captain of the team. So he wants to be yeah.
I feel like if he has something to oppose, then it's got to be Ramon. And then there's Goro, and he's probably under Ramon's control.
Yeah. Could be.
Did we forget anyone?
Oh.
Mattia. Mattia is just a puppet.
Yes.
So that's probably the power balance in this place. And now you have been brought into here.
That's right.
Keifukuatu. You have
Yeah.
been brought into here to Day, and you were asked by Ramon, so you are supposed to join this faction.
Mm.
But there's some things keeping them to be straight honest as to why. So maybe you should inquire the why and pretend like you would be willing. But this place just doesn't seem like everyone sorted it out, and that puts you off.
Yeah, but you are right. I should do that.
Well, no, maybe not. Because if you're doing it like that, then they will think that you'll actually join. And I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
You yourself said you'd like to come now and then again.
Yes. Because that is true. I want to explore the castle a bit more, and I think it's a very good place to study and to make things done. And yeah, a lot of corpses we could use for our board. So much corpses I could reassemble and use for very good workers. Or not very good workers, but very cheap workers who get shit done.
Yeah, they really don't want you to use them though.
Yeah, I know. That sucks.
Maybe. All right. Yeah.
I could even.
What's going to happen once we wake up? What do you think? Who's going to come see us?
I guess. I guess Ramoni, because it's his castle, or Avadato, because he is the shadow guy who makes this illusion work. But I don't see why Avadato should or have any interest in us. So that would be a surprise. So I guess Ramoni or Martinella if she found out that I'm here.
When are we calling it quits?
It's,
Yeah, when
As
do
soon
we
as
say
possible.
so
when do we say that's enough time and energy invested in this place and leave?
yeah, as soon as possible, as Mist said, because I don't want to keep him in this very unfortunate place for him. Look,
Okay,
he's
and maybe
sweating the whole time.
we should go to sleep then or rest.
Yeah.
See who comes in the morning, have our final words.
Mm. Jason, want to come with me? In
Hmm?
my room? Want to come with me in my
I'm
room?
supposed to draw Oraba now, am I not?
Well, yeah. How long does it take?
Long
Standing in
enough
my
for you.
room talking the whole time while I'm sleeping.
Long enough for you to fall asleep.
Oh, you come afterwards? You see that
Mhm.
in the morning? Mm?
Mm. So
Mm?
Justin takes his charcoal pen and starts drawing, turns his head towards
Mm.
the page
Yes,
and
it
just
was.
nods and says, yeah, I'll come, yeah.
Okay, cool, cool. Nice. Okay, mister, are you coming?
Sure.
Nice. Okay, then I guess Mist and Klaatu are going back to his room.
You can add to your inventory a drawing of Orba while he's sleeping
Süß.
peacefully
Kind of creepy
on.
though.
Yeah, he. What would you say is the position Orba is in, Niklas?
On the side, sleeping on the side.
Oh yeah, that was how I imagined it.
Is he lying on top of an open book, or did he make it to his bed?
Yeah, I mean that's kind of a colorful image. So the book is still in his hand. Yeah.
Sleeping on a book. Awesome. I will make that a very big picture.
It's going to lie on your floor when you wake up, but Justin is not going to go in your room. He's going to go back into his room. And
Oh,
I only need 4 hours of rest to have my spells back and all of it. So how much time do I have to work on stuff still? Let's say I expect everyone to wake up at 8-ish, 9-ish. Matthias, what do you say? How much time do I have left?
Okay. All right.
Matthias, does Justin have any time left to work in his room and still get the 4 hours rest?
If you would have 4 hours, you would have around 2 hours left to work on stuff.
So as soon as I make the first step into my room and close the door, it starts to change again, and a smolt appears. And I start to smelt. To melt? Not. Or is it smelt? I don't
I
know.
don't know.
Smoldering.
What are you talking about?
I'm going to take the iron ore and refine it to
Smelt.
iron bars. Yeah, smelting. So I'm going to start the progress. That's 2 hours. I'm going to set up the fire, get the right temperature, and then set everything in. Get the forms ready that they magically appear.
Mm-hmm.
And wait, let's see, where is it? How much do I have? A handful of iron ore. So that's going to be probably 1 or 2 bars. So maybe I even get it done in 2 hours. It's not too much.
Okay. All right. Whilst you are smelting, you notice something slightly off with one of the shadows in this place. It seems strangely still in your room. This one shadow, as opposed to the fire and heat that's coming off of the smelter.
Justin wants there to be more light, so I guess the room changes to see.
Okay. All right. Make a perception check.
I do have my detect magic on as well, right? And it's 30 feet.
Yes. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Okay.
Whoop, 22.
Okay. Okay. You sense a strong. You feel as if your detect magic and your perceptions have kind of pierced a concealing veil, and from on the other side there is a strong illusion magic covering up what seems to be someone in humanoid shape.
Alright, came to watch me do some work? Learning craftsmanship or to learn something else?
Averdato steps out of the shadows that he himself has created around and says, "Undead creatures have such fascinating hobbies.
You could say it's my lifeline, even. So, what brings you here? I hope compliments keep coming. Don't feel yourself interrupted by that.
You have a good eye. You seem to be quite attentive to detail. I was merely keeping an eye on the scout of the party.
You
I am not
should
here to
keep
hurt.
an eye out on this creature in the corridors. It's frightening, man. If I were
I
to
know.
scale it, a man working in a room on some metal and a monster patrolling the floors, yelling out it wants to kill someone. I'd keep my eyes on her, you know?
I do. I have eyes on her. I am more interested by your position. You are a newer element to this equation. A new
Just is my friend.
variable. I'm sorry, could you repeat that, Justin?
Just as my friend, he's been a pretty new variable in this whole scheme.
Yes, but it seems that he is more content sleeping and making sexual jokes than actually being alert.
Well, that's one perspective. I think it's pretty unfair of you guys. You are, I mean, at least he's laying open his sexual urges and whatever. He's open about everything. While you bring all this meta conversation about power levels and I don't know how you're living as undead who need to drain the living. You could just reveal the schemes and get to the point where you're like, that's what I need.
I suppose I am here to protect the schemes and keep the balance between everyone here. We're all wardens in a kindergarten here, thinking that we are the adults and that the others are the children.
And that's something that
I
makes
wonder
you upset.
what you are. I wonder what you are and how you view yourself.
We have somewhat sorted it out, yeah.
That is good to hear. It is good to hear. Martinella will not come anywhere near you, though she has an intense desire to meet and fell and bring to heel your paladin friend.
Oh, our paladin friend.
Do be careful to keep him in check.
So who exactly killed her husband?
Does it matter? He is the one donning his armor. To her, I don't think it matters.
Well, are you the one keeping her inside this endless labyrinth, or is it Ramon?
She is peaceful from time to time, reasonable even, but there are some topics that she cannot resist. They beckon her into the sort of rage that she falls into. It's a shame, what she does to the pillars. Someone has to repair them.
Well, or
And
just
that always forces us to collect more creatures.
yeah, rough business. Well, we're going to leave, I guess, in the morning.
I am not here to cause you harm. I am here merely to scout. Do not worry about my presence.
Scout for yourself, or scout for Ramon?
Everyone here is on his own side.
Why is everyone staying then? I mean, we've been out there. It's not that dangerous. Oh, you're
It is
actually
not
bound to this place?
it is not danger that keeps us from leaving, but familiarity. That yes. And to
I
a
check it.
certain extent simply age. Okay.
In to see if he's honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's honest.
He seems to be honest with his answer.
Hmm. Well, scout to scout. Why don't you use this chance then to be like, oh, our friend Cloud is back. I will scout the forest with them and you just get some time out from this place, you know.
I have my timeouts. I leave. I leave from time to time. See what the UNTs are planning, the crocodilians, the Aarakocras, and the plants, the fungus. See how the world threatens us.
Does it though?
It does not.
Are you an act? Who was the last active conflict with?
I believe we have achieved a certain peace with Yanuhu. He was well, he tried to assault the castle and well, we forced him to retreat.
Well, good on you. And he was of which race? Oh,
Knowles, leaders and such leader of those creatures.
have you ever
From
fought against lizard creatures?
we have we have fought against every creature in this area. They may not remember.
That's
And
such a different experience.
those who do are very we made sure that they would be wary of us. And I would like to know your position. Are you wary of us? Or are you a new challenge that needs to be overcome?
Us personally. Sorry, me personally.
Ask how you may. Answer how you can.
Yeah, I'm wary. Of course. How could I not? We stepped through a different dimension. If someone so willed, we could not get back. So a lot of trust. And think about it as a transaction and me giving you a credit of trust, you know? And there's slowly but surely returns. But there have been none yet. Other than this beautiful room, of course, I see that. There have been some, yeah. Been compensated in some sense. But so far it's been more risk in the investment. Since you won't be honest with your old friend Klaatu. And you won't be honest about the schemes that are going on and even what you aspire actually. And yeah, I guess that's good reasons to be worried, don't you think?
I, for one, am honest. I am personally glad to find another one of our crew members alive. But my role in the castle demands a certain level of cautiousness and silence.
Well, let me test your honesty then. What are Ramon's schemes with Klaatu?
Each one of us here seeks to recruit Klaatu for his cause. Ramone, and I believe all of us, recognize Klaatu's life as a curious and long forgotten memory to actually be breathing and snoring whilst one sleeps. It's a very strange experience to be able to feel another's breath. What Ramone seeks is that his wizardness can be used, potentially even to raise some of the dead in an attempt to tame Juto and Cecilia. Oh, Nardo and Leto are usually not a threat.
They seem to me like they just want to survive this mess and get out. But also they like the comfort too much.
We all want to get out, but none of us has found a way. I am sure that Cecilia views all of you as a very interesting subjects for experimentation, some way to withstand the elements outside of the castle. Some way to make it so that we do not need Goro and his storm to keep us safe.
Sunlight, right?
Yes,
You're referring to. That's why you make the clouds.
indeed. Indeed.
Hmm. What? Who made you like that?
We made ourselves like this.
How did you come to find a way?
It was an invention by Cecilia and Ramone, and now a fallen friend.
How many needed to be sacrificed for each one of you to become how you are?
Goro was the first successful attempt, and look at how he has become.
Oh. And we found the book. So at
A
least
lot,
50.
a lot of the crew needed to be taught obedience, and we could not give this gift to someone whom we could not trust. Additionally, it was very expensive, and after the sad night, we did not really have a good means of acquiring much income. So we formed our elite group of 12 that then was shortened to our current numbers.
Thank you for sharing that.
If it makes you feel more at ease.
Why are you trying to make me feel more at ease? What do you want from me? I would never judge you, you know? It's all fine. I'm not mad, like, sacrifice people. Used some blood magic. Shouldn't have. No,
I've
no.
noticed, I've noticed your interactions with Piero Donato were very, very curious.
Oh, you were
I-
listening on us? Oh, I'm so going to tell him he'll be mad at you. That's not cool, man. You should have left after noticing that everything's going to be fine.
I listen in on everyone.
You really do? Even right now?
Yes,
Wait,
I
that's
believe
crazy.
our friend Klaatu is muttering something about 10 years of happiness or something like that in his sleep.
Yeah, okay. Makes sense.
I believe that your presence here and your comforts that comes with it can be eventually of strong discomfort towards a specific party that I would want to be culled. I believe that the time
Cecilia.
has come for our numbers to be reduced
You,
further.
Cecilia? Are you talking about her?
I will not mention names. It will bias your response.
I'm going to inside check him to see if he's already
Sure.
had a slight reaction to me saying it. Huh!
No,
13.
no, it is not
Uh,
noticeable.
you're trying to you learned. You learned pretty good. Yeah, I can't really tell. All right, keep going.
Well, now that you know some truth, perhaps you will stay further, and perhaps our goals will align.
Well, you need to give the others a reason to stay. Should I just say no? We need to stay here in case we need to kill someone. That's not very convincing, and that brings trouble. Find a way for us to stay. Make it worthwhile.
There is so many secrets here. I have given you a mere glimpse of the truth. Surely that can convince other intelligent members to stay and
Well,
unveil.
if you're betting on intelligent members, you're pretty lost in this party. You should try to make a very good breakfast. All right?
I thank you for your advice.
Yeah. Try to make a very good breakfast. If you can do illusion stuff, maybe make it less creepy for the paladin amongst us, because he's not feeling the vibe of this whole place.
I'm afraid that there is no way to make him feel comfortable.
I
We feel
agree.
rather uncomfortable with him around as well. But do not worry, it is not he who needs to be called. Plus, his nature can be used to our advantage. I shall leave now.
Yeah, the smelting is almost done.
I'll let you return to your work.
Pleasure
And
talking to you, Averdata.
with this, a cloud of black smoke puffs from his location, and after it is gone, he has vanished.
What a nice man. I wrote down 1 iron ingot because of talking to him. I probably didn't get much done.
Okay.
And then I go check on everyone, see that they're still sleeping,
Okay.
put the picture next to Klaatu, and go back to my smithy, sit next to the tinker's table.
Okay. You find
Like
as
a
you
little
enter the
stool.
room, Averdato is there, kind of not on top of Klaatu, but crouching near him, with a knife next to his cheek, and he says to Justin, "So content, so alive. What a strange creature."
So when you said
But
someone needs to be culled, who did you mean exactly? And I start to pull the pepper box out and point it at him.
if you care for your party, you would put that down. I
Well,
am
we're
not
pretty
murder.
strong, you know.
I am not here to murder anyone.
Well, then put the knife away.
Just to feel this breath. You see that he kind of tries to inhale a bit of Klaatu's, like as Klaatu exhales his breath. But basically, there is no reaction to this.
Yeah, the pepper box zips back into my vest of chests. Right, cool, no gun, so you put the knife away, right?
Flesh and blood. How could he choose that over what we can give him?
I guess it's a personal choice, Averdato, you know? Not everyone gets to make it for themselves. That's something we have a lot of experience with. And I'm trying to intimidate him.
Oh!
Oh,
Holy
yeah.
shit.
I'm going to pull the mask down as I say this, and there's this little smoke. And in this smoke, there's like eyes and screaming mouths forming. And then they vanish in the shadows again.
Okay. His knife disappears as it evaporates into shadows, and he says, "What a curious display."
Can I like turn around and find another Averdato somewhere and look at them and say, it's not a game when I know where you are?
Okay, yes. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Another one of the Aphrodatos steps out of the shadows. With this, the room becomes colder. Mist and Klaatu, you can make perception checks to see if you would wake up.
I would give myself disadvantage.
Why?
Easy Kim possible.
Because I want to sleep.
Okay.
Alright. I would.
Klaatu wants to sleep.
It would be interesting to wake up when he want to inhale my exhaling, because then I could try to kiss him. But I wouldn't do anything else, so I think it's
Okay,
better.
right. Mist. With this, you feel this chill and you wake up. This is you have taken a long rest by this point. You wake up to this conversation between two Averdatos and Justin. Averdato says, "Ah, the Holy One awakes."
I will,
Another one, flesh and blood.
I will pull out the hilt of the Sunblade and just kind of look over at Justin and say, "Do we have a problem here?"
Oh, I'm not sure if he's aware, but that's actually sunlight, you know?
I am aware of what he holds in his hand.
So I hope all of you are illusions.
Radiant fire and sunlight are different enough, but I would still not want to touch either.
You
We
know,
will leave.
it's been a friendly exchange, but it should end.
We will leave you then. No point in speaking now that he has awoken. Remember
Yeah.
our deal.
Yeah, you better make a good breakfast. I'm not responsible if you fail at convincing them to stay.
And with this, the two illusions vanished again in a cloud of smoke. And with this, considering that it was close enough to Klatu's face, a gust of cold wind blows upon him and wakes him.
With that, I will actually take a step towards Justin with the hilt pointed towards him now. I mean, the blade's not out, just the hilt. And say, "And what deal did you make?"
Oh, what deal? Didn't make a deal. He wants us to stay, and I said he should start at making a good breakfast. I think he's a very serious and psychotic guy for doing something like that to Klaatu. So, of course, he takes it more wordly like I meant it. Oh, and actually, I misspoke before. This woman, the wolf creature, wants to kill someone. It doesn't want to kill Klaatu. Wants to kill you because you're wearing her husband's armor.
I already came to that conclusion. Wait, I don't know anything about her in game.
Yeah, no. It's the armor that ticks her off, not you personally. You said you got it from a dead guy, right?
Yes.
Yeah. See?
I need to know if I believe you about the whole deal thing.
How should I prove it to you?
I guess I do an insight check.
Alright.
Oh man,
You
if
will
it
not.
were that simple in real life.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not lying about it. Justin, it would be like, if you were to say, let's go and fuck all of that, he would be like, alright, let's go. Because you feel like he had a goal, but that's been accomplished. It's like everything else is extra. He's doing something for you guys. It's not for him. Maybe you see that as well.
Okay.
Well, you guys accept you because you're suffering just being here.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't want to be here anymore. Period.
Yeah, I know, but we have to stay at least until breakfast, so we get a free breakfast, and to have some goodbyes, because I doubt that anything here will go on. That's be interesting. Our daughter said to look out for the next culling of the herd. You know, some people need to die, and we could help him. He said, but I'm not too sure after he was so close to Klaatu, if he wants to kill Klaatu too.
I'm not helping him kill anyone.
Well, if you kill one of those guys, I bet your goddess will be thankful.
You mean calling one of their number?
Yeah, that's what I'm not sure about. It's at first when he said that to me and proposed, I was like, yeah, that sounds interesting. Maybe he wants to kill Cecilia, who's mad, or maybe overthrow it and kill Ramon, or I don't know who could be in adversity here. But then he was this close to Klaatu doing this freaky shit where he was like holding a a knife into his breath to see it fork and then lick it off and inhale the exhaust from Klaatu. I don't know. Very psychotic, you know.
There's some weird stuff going on here.
Yeah, and you think you know a guy. I really am putting my money on Donato. If this place goes to shit, we should try to hire him as a smithy. Trust me on that. He's so good. And he's willing to work for an eternity. That's pretty rare. So are you not worried about the killer dog lady? Do you want to return the armor, maybe?
I feel Melora led me to this armor, so the only way it comes off is when I die, or she takes it from me.
But wouldn't you say she has a right to it? It was her husband's belongings, you know? It's not unheard of where I come from for people to claim the possessions of the deceased that they claim to be family. Of course, they need to be fundamental claims.
Well, she may have a certain claim to it, and I can appreciate that. And if Melora deems it necessary, I will surrender this armor to her. But until she tells me otherwise, I'm wearing it until the day I die.
That's some conviction. I hope the two of you don't meet, or if you do, you get a chance to explain.
Well, honestly, I'm not truly worried because every minute here is just truly something to worry about. So,
Yeah.
you know, I can only worry about so much at a time. And if a confrontation happens, and we'll deal with it as it comes. I'm certainly not going to go looking for it.
I guess we shouldn't. Let's see how fast Avradato is planning on moving. I'm going to wake up Orba. He's been sleeping long enough.
Okay. All right.
And Klaatu and Miru are kind of entangled. I'll leave them like that. Are you coming with me, Mist?
Sure, there's nothing for me here.
Wow, one would think that you would need to dry yourself after, you know, you go out of the top, but it seems like you just absorbed the water.
Biological advantages?
Biological, you say? Would you care if I draw some of your blood?
Haven't you already done that?
Nope.
Would you mind explaining what you're going to do with it?
I'm going to stab you with this battle dagger that automatically on the first step sucks up the perfect amount of blood needed for the next stab, which then is going to inject the blood into the target. The whole process infused the tip and the blood in a way that it brings out the properties inside of the blood, which are the biological ones. So I don't know what a what your properties would be. Maybe, you know, if stabbed with Carpincho blood, you'll turn smaller, become fluffier, more easier to hide, you know. Stabbed by this crab blood, you become sturdier, you grew some shell, you're harder to hit, for example.
Well, if the healing potion I created with my blood has any indication, or isn't any indication, I imagine you'd be able to be resistant to acid and possibly be able to breathe underwater.
Well, that's the reason why. So, just extract your arm like that, and tick! Didn't hurt, right?
How much damage do I take, Matthias?
You would take 1 point of damage if it's done with good finesse.
Do you have finesse? Just
I rolled sleight of hand to see for
Yeah.
that. Boop.
Mm.
I don't. I'm not on top of my game with the 12.
Roll the damage for the knife.
It doesn't have a damage thing. Should I just roll a d4?
Yep, the d4 then. Okay.
4 plus my dexterity. 4 plus 4 would be 8.
Yeah.
But that's a lot for just drawing blood.
I would
Depends
say
on the
4
nurse.
damage. I would say 4 damage then. You kind of stab kind of badly and prick one of Mist's nerves. It hurts,
Oh,
but it's not like really bad.
As for 8 damage being a lot for drawing blood, depends on the person drawing it.
yeah. I used a battle axe to do it. Ah! No, yeah,
now I imagine
oof.
a barbarian medic.
Oh, that looks very bad, actually. Next time I shouldn't do it at that spot. It shouldn't swell, you know. Ooh, it changes color even.
I'm thinking there may not be a next time. Thank you.
But we don't know what it does yet. Maybe it's awesome. Alright. And I go to follow Mist towards Oriba's room. Because I imagined you walked off from Justin at that moment.
Yeah. And I'll knock.
See you awake yet?
No answer.
I guess he's not.
Alright, you can wake him, I think. It's late enough.
You don't think we should just let the man sleep?
No, I think we should wake him. He's been sleeping all the time. It's been more than 8 hours.
Go for it.
Alright.
He's still
What?
sleeping in the same way.
I'll go for it. Yeah, I go and I wake you up. I go, Oriba, hey! Kind of rustle your shoulder.
5 more minutes, please.
Well, no. You had them before.
No.
We both know you did.
And he opens his eyes and like stretches himself.
There's some
This is the
crazy things
nicest
going
bed
on.
I've ever slept in.
Oh, yeah. I'm happy for you. You look like you're very rested.
Yes. I almost don't want to hear about the strange things.
Oh, yeah. Really?
I mean, I guess I have to, right?
No, you don't have. I mean, yeah, you have to. You're kind of in this together, right? Look, there's someone wanting to kill Mist because of the armor he wears. I have now a magical gun. We
It's
were
not even
visited.
that weird yet.
We were visited by Averdato, who wants us to stay longer so that we may thin out the few vampires remaining here. And if you're listening, Donato, maybe keep that to yourself. I say that to the candle gods, if there are any. No, in our rooms there weren't.
They're only in Klatu's rooms because he
Oh, true,
wants to be pampered at all times.
true. But we're in Oribus' room right now,
Yes.
right? So I wouldn't do that. But the rest I say, and then I'll tell them all about the conversation I had with Averdato, what we were talking about, the things he revealed, that they are actually vampires, that they did this ritual fully conscious. It revolves sacrifices.
Oh yeah, I think I
And
read
that
about it in this book.
what?
Didn't I, Matthäus?
Yes. Yes. Well, the book didn't tell you just how many of their people they sacrificed, but it did go into a lot of in-depth what you would need to do, and there's definitely a lot of implicit experimentation in the book.
I think it at least touches on that subject, and I get it
man.
out from under me.
Well, that's not all. Avadato also thinks we should stay and kill someone, but afterwards he was weirdly close to Klaatu, so I'm not sure if he actually wants to kill Klaatu.
Why would we kill Klaatu for this vampire guy?
Because everyone wants to use Klaatu for their benefit. He said that the political situation here is even worse than we thought. Everyone's in their own camp. And Ramon and him are just the ones who keep the balance because they're the ones who run the castle. And then third comes probably Donato, and afterwards everyone else.
I'm
As
already
how
confused.
how needed they would be. Yeah, it's very confusing. There's been books that people have read when I was in school still. They were much like those. Oh man, we're living in a fiction.
What? You say our life is a story made up?
Well, at least this situation is caught in a power struggle, some romantic relationships in their revenge, framed, killing, murder, castle, big sacrifices, big plot to uncover, you know?
So you all know this already.
Yeah, just reminded me of a fictional story that people in my youth have read around me in school.
So I would like to stay some more. I think I could make some great potions.
Yeah, if we just stay holed up in those rooms, we'll get some astonishing work done, that's for sure. If I could even manage to visit Mr. Donato again, wow. But I fear the longer we stay, the less likely it is we leave. And we should consider Mist in this. Every second in here is torture for him.
That's unfortunate.
Could always just
Yeah.
have Klaatu transport me back to Oopsfun.
No, I don't want to single you out because you hate this place. There's plenty of reasons to hate this place.
Yes, but I seem to be the only one who hasn't found a niche here.
It's not about finding a niche here. It's about how we're going to treat them in the future. So, and this is not, I'm not saying this just because of you, Mist, but I think that leaving now would also have the benefit of keeping them at a leash. Do you know? You know what I mean? We are independent. We can walk in the sunlight. We can travel. They want us to come back and tell them what's outside. Now that they have a connection. So they won't kill us, I think. And we can see what this power struggle turns into in a few weeks.
I guess it is kind of dangerous to stay with them.
Well, Cecilia wants to use this for her experiments. Martinella wants Miss dead. Ramon wants Clarta to stay forever. And yeah, Averdato wants to kill someone from them. Or someone of us. Hard to say. Hard to decide what's worst.
Okay, so as soon as Klaatu finally wakes up again, are we leaving? Is that what you're saying, or?
We will probably have the breakfast still.
It is free breakfast.
Averdato is going to put his spine into that to make it delicious. And then we should say goodbye like proper people do. And I think, yeah, Klaatu should be present for that.
Mattia approaches the room and knocks a bit on the door and says, "My lords, breakfast is ready."
Oh, is Klaatu back? Chris, are you back? I don't think
No.
he's back.
No, not yet.
Yeah, could we have another oh, you know what, Mattia, if maybe you try and go and wake them and see if you can wake them up. And once you get them to wake up, it's time for breakfast, all right?
Sure. He seems really giddy to be given a task.
All right.
she
She never
leaves
tried
the
that
other room.
before. I guess we'll have another 30 minutes to an hour.
Honestly, I kind of want to go watch this.
All right, let's go and see how she does it. And we go around the corner and peek.
Okay, all right. Mattia she is really glad and giddy at this, and she first just tries to like shake them awake, and shaking awake and saying something like, "Master Miru, Master Miru, Master Miru," just relentlessly for around 5 minutes.
I imagine after she says Master Miro, that Miro in her sleep goes, mighty.
Wrong, mighty.
Yeah. Big, giant.
After that fails, she proceeds to try to wake up Klaatu, again with the same tactic, and it does not work again. And finally, she decides to leave the room and return with a bucket of water some 5 minutes later. Mattia is a small creature, and so the bucket of water that she's carrying is huge relative to her size. She's a puny creature and does not really seem to be that strong either. She approaches them and proceeds to just throw half of the bucket of water into each of the other person's face,
Yeah, that's what I wanted.
immediately waking them up in a fright. Miru jumps and says in her usual voice, "There! What is happening?"
Yes, man.
Bad imitation.
Good.
I'm sorry. She
Very good.
jumps up and immediately proceeds to kind of like do some I imagine some karate chops in the air to ward off some attacking creature. And Klaatu is mostly annoyed with this and ends up standing and grumbles to himself that he can't go back to sleep now.
Oh, no. Oh, that was funny. I guess we'll be heading to breakfast then.
Okay. You head to breakfast. Mattia winks at Mist and says, Verdato's got a surprise for you, but don't tell him I told you.
Okay, just to clarify, that's the same guy who was doing the shadow thing with Justin last
Yes. Yes.
night? Oh, great.
What did she say to you?
Apparently Alvarado has a surprise for me.
Oh, yeah, I told him to be considerate of you. That would help to convince you to stay longer. What do you think he did?
I don't know.
I guess we'll see.
Okay. As you arrive for breakfast, you are all brought a very big and very delicious set for breakfast. Lots of cheese, some butter, meats as well. All of it, bread obviously, and all of it to make quite a large feast for you, with a lot of berries to go around. You are alone in the chamber as you are eating, and Matthias says that this was per the instructions regarding what you have talked last night, that you would prefer to actually be alone. Midway through breakfast, Averdato appears, kind of like a showman, popping through a puff of smoke, and says, he takes a bow and he says, I have a gift for you.
I'll just
And
kind
with this,
I'll look at him suspiciously and say, okay.
he moves. With this, he wait. Let me see. With this, he moves his body, banishing the rest of the smoke, and presents to you a yuan tea, bound up in uh, basically chained and gagged. With the
Justin,
insignias, you recognize him as a captain of your paladin order.
Justin applauds, like in a lame way. Wow.
Okay, I have the hilt of the sunblade in my hand, and
Mm-hmm.
I'll just look at him and say, what is the meaning of this?
To do with what you wish. I know of some of your enemies, and I believe that this is one of them. I have brought him here so you may have the joy of executing him.
I'm not sure what you think you know about me, but I'm not in the habit of executing unarmed people.
Well, no
This
one
is a
said you had to
joyous
kill him.
occasion. This is a joyous occasion, and I can arm him if you would so desire. He has seen your face. Look, he grabs the face of the UNT. Look at the rage in his eyes as he looks at you. Surely this is someone that you would want to kill. And who would want to kill you? Perhaps I should tell him where you are, where the other UNT can find you. That could give you better incentive to kill him.
He must have totally misunderstood me last night.
I will look around. Are there any weapons laying around?
Not really, not really, but you could ask for one. You also have your sunblade plus your additional weapons.
Yeah, I'm not giving him anything from me. I'll step forward and just pull out a dagger and cut him loose. Is he actually giving me a dirty look or look?
He is. I mean, he definitely recognizes you. As you cut him loose, he removes his gag and proceeds to spit at your foot, saying, "You filthy traitor! You think that doing this changes anything of what you have done to the Empire?"
First of all, I didn't do this. Give him a weapon.
Oh, that's interesting.
Averlata says, now it gets interesting, and proceeds to give him one of his daggers.
Give him a real weapon.
Okay, alright. He takes a dagger. Does very well. Give this man a sword. And one of these candle constructs proceeds to give that UNT a sword. UNT picks it up, now kind of looking at you both defiantly and with fear in his eyes. Or rather, it is an attempt to look fearless. But there is fear in him.
You have a choice. We can have this out now, or you can return home. But know that the next time I see you, it will be to the death.
Oh, sentiment.
Man takes a step back and assumes a warrior stance. He says, a defensive warrior stance, and he says,
I'm sorry, he says what?
I am not here. I don't know why I am here. But I can assure you, the Empire will not show you mercy. And next time that we meet, you will fall by my sword. Averdato says, "What a pity. I would have enjoyed this." And he makes this flutter with his arms as if he is holding a cape, both engulfing the Yuan Ti and himself into a puff of shadows, and both of them disappear.
Oh, I'm not sure if you gave him maybe the wrong hopes, you know? You think Averdato is taking him out of the castle?
I assume so. If not, then I won't miss him.
Ah, me neither. But don't you think the next Yuan to you we meet, we should ask some questions?
You can certainly try.
Oh, that doesn't give me much hope either. No, well, quite a nice breakfast, everyone.
Another
Excellent.
one
just
of
expected
a
something else.
duplicate of Averdato moves forward and says, "That was quite disappointing, Mist the Paladin."
Well, and at this point, Miss just kind of gets exasperated, and he just says, "Well, I'm sorry, but I'm not here to be entertainment."
He was here to entertain you. He would do whatever you would wish him to. But you allowed him to run away. Well,
I don't
I
kill people for
understand.
other people's entertainment. I'm sorry. It's just not the way I work.
Yeah, I asked you to be considerate, Averdato, and just taking what you always do to find enjoyment and applying it to another person is considered inconsiderable, you know?
I gave him one of his enemies for him to do what he would have wanted. Perhaps you would have been happier if I were to present to you the Emperor himself.
Yeah. Well, that's for me, at least. Tons of questions for the Emperor.
He looks at Mist. Would that please you?
Wow. What a blow that would be, huh?
Yeah.
Um,
If you just take a bit of perception, you notice that Justin is giving you a stare.
do it, do it, do it, stare.
No, more like uh endless endless excitement for your decision.
I admit that idea is intriguing, but again, I do not kill for pleasure or entertainment.
I believe your eyes says otherwise, Mist the Paladin. And with this, he takes a bow and vanishes.
Sorry, I missed your decision. My girlfriend wanted something from me. Did you agree to get the Emperor?
No, I turned him down.
Yeah. Interesting. When do you think the next opportunity like that will come?
If an opportunity to face either one of them on the battlefield does present itself in the future, I will take advantage of it. But
You
until
really
then,
want to meet them on the battlefield?
I'm not going to enter into a fight of any kind just to entertain someone. I don't care how much I despise the other combatant.
Well, right. No one's forcing you. That's fine.
That's my point.
I guess this really will be goodbye after the breakfast, eh? Since Avardato is the scout, I guess he'll be seeing us sometime soon, wherever we are. I guess once we step out of the gate here, we are able to teleport again and Klaatu can get us somewhere.
That is true. That is true.
Anyone have any particular place in mind?
Well, perhaps if you are going to leave, then it would be best to leave that to the next session so that you can all decide together.
I guess.
That would
I guess
probably be best.
With 2 people missing.
Yeah, yeah, that's more what I was thinking.
3 at the moment, right? Klaatu is not back either.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
well,
No, Klaatu and Ryza is missing.
yeah, it's Klaatu and Ryza.
Oh, yeah.
Were you expecting to have a combat there at the end, Mateus?
What? No, I was presenting the option. I was fairly sure that Mist was not going to take it. This was one of those moments where I have to make my characters also have some flaws and not act like I would act with the knowledge that I would act. I was pretty sure that Mist was not going to just execute the guy right there.
And what would you have done if I did?
Well, if you, I'm sure that he would have been very entertained with that, and he would have been very, very pleased to
Level up.
see that, and he would have kind of asked for a favor in return.
Ah, there we go.
Really?
It's always about favors.
Yeah, that guy needs us to do something as well. It's not only Ramon.
Well, yeah, it's not just. I thought that was fairly clear that all of these guys are pretty disturbed and definitely bloodthirsty.
Yeah, the only question is in what way and against whom, you know? That's the only mystery. And
Yeah.
Leto and Nardo seem to stand above it all a bit.
They were kind of designed to be a bit different, but more because their problem is more internal. It's more against each other. Yeah. This is a very in my mind I built this castle as a sort of sad dystopia almost of people who could live for hundreds of years but have been just stuck together with people and have completely grown bored and stale of each other, and all of the relationships are completely flawed to their maximum extent. Any sort of love interest that they've had has turned into either jealousy or just contempt and hatred. But yeah, it's a very not ideal scenario for any one of them.
All around me are familiar faces. All our faces. Sad castle.
Yeah.
Love that.
I was
now.
thinking even of presenting to Mist some character that he knew, like one of his old friends, but then I thought that would be too specific. Fernando didn't have enough time to really look up into Mist and see, like, oh, this is his friend and all of that. That would be too much of a, like, out of nowhere moment. But I was like, okay, I'll save it for later. Mist's reunion with his old friends.
Ooh.
Mm.
And I'm sure that Mist is not looking forward to that.
His old Yuan-Ti friends.
Yeah.
Do you
So
mean
buddy,
are there some good ones, Mist? Are there some good Yuan-Ti? Some that helped you?
I haven't met one yet. I'm assuming by friends he means the my other teammates when I was a paladin for the
Yeah.
Empire.
I mean, you'll have to bump into them eventually, unless you keep running away from the center river. In which case, fine. You just go deeper and deeper into the jungle to avoid seeing them ever again. And in which case, I'm like, okay, fine. Mist just avoids his backstory. Some players do that. Or rather, some characters.
It's too confrontational. Of course.
Well, I'm thinking once we finish with the Forest Queen, my character will probably take it a couple steps back, and somebody else will probably take center stage because I feel like the Forest Queen thing and Uxapan and all that has pretty much been all about Mist.
Well, it's been all pretty organically. We've originally wanted to find the lizards and ended up in the forest where we did both then, and then now the forest provides an opportunity to grow and find allies, which aligns with Justin's grand plan, and it allowed Oriba to find some plants and stuff, so I think we're just fine as long as we keep going.
Fine with me.
I mean, that has always been my intent to not make an area merely focused on just one person. Even this, for example, has a lot of things that all of the characters could be interested in somehow,
Hmm.
or characters that would be interested in each of them.
Hmm.
And so I don't think that there has been too much focus on any one character. If there would be, I would hope that you would tell me. And I'm glad to hear that that hasn't been the case. What I would want to do as a DM would be to kind of nudge you towards more going to the capital of the Yuan-Ti Empire, but I know that if I try to nudge you that way, you'll end up going the opposite. So I'm just gonna let you roam around freely.
Well, with Justin's grand scheme, you don't have to worry about us ending up there sometime.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But in Justin's head, it is later more than
Yeah.
earlier.
I mean, yeah. At this point, I'm totally fine if you would, at some point, you would reach level 20 and you would kind of switch characters to start looking for another type of alliance, something like that.
Hmm.
Like you would
Yeah.
kind of reach the peak level that you can, and
We're
say,
all
okay,
pretty young.
we will retire, and or we will go over here to get this alliance, and we would switch characters to younger ones, and I would get to play with your NPCs and not make them necessarily evil or
Oh,
twisted.
that's nice. That's a nice thing to say, actually, because I usually sail on site, you know? Like, goal is the next level, and the next day we play again.
Yeah.
But I would very much like to have level 20 characters and keep building this world. Of course.
Yeah. Would be fine by me. Again, you've only explored like less than half of the map, so there's still a lot of stuff to see.
Did we explore more than the other group though?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the other group has been more methodical about it. They have explored all of the coast, but they are proceeding now to go upriver. But right now, they've only like this week finished the Tower of the Dead, the Westir's Tower in the
No
Merfolk.
way! Did someone
Yeah.
pick up the Canopic Edge?
Yes, but they've actually hidden it and kind of not bound themselves to it. They saw the
Oh,
power within, and they
nice.
were like, "Nope, we're not
Alright.
touching that."
Like normal people.
What about the bow?
The bow has been taken by someone, and they are completely not caring at all the fact that the kills are going to Wesir, or that this is binding them further to this god or whatever. They're not caring. at all.
Nice. Nice.
Sirius didn't really care either.
There it starts.
Yeah.
Nice. So now they carry at least one seed of chaos.
Oh yeah, for sure. They carry two because they also have the armor Dagran.
Oh, okay.
So they
Oh,
carry
shit.
those two, and I have yet to see what exactly they're going to do with that.
So fun.
But yeah, it was nice. It's been very interesting to run sometimes the same scenarios and see how different people react, and it's surprising sometimes just how differently they react. Like they totally were fine with Kishar, the crab woman, to take the dead and take everything from them. They were just totally fine with that.
Oh,
And
because they weren't involved with the same Merfolk guy as we were, right?
they were not. They were not. No.
Yeah,
So
we
they
had
were.
this emotional thing that we had to save this one soul.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And in the end, they were just totally fine. And I'm pretty sure that even if I put that emotional connection with that same soul, they would have still done it. These guys
Are they
can be
evil?
pretty ruthless.
Are they evil characters or?
They are not evil characters. They are
I
not
think they're
evil
better than us.
characters. They
Just ruthless players.
Yeah, they are ruthless players. I'm more sure that they are kind of oblivious. They're more kind of like this chaotic oblivious, wanting kind of to do good, not necessarily sticking by to do that much good.
Ah,
Kind of wanting to do good in a very vague sense.
I
Yeah.
guess we've been doing some lawfully good killing in our wake.
In your own way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it could all be, in some sense, be justified in a moral way. Pretty much every killing.
everything we've done since Miss joined the party, yes.
I think the most troubling killing was when we first entered this underwater temple and started killing the guys that actually were mutated folks that suffered. But we didn't have a choice, they attacked us.
Yes.
Well, at that
Yeah.
point, Sirius didn't give a damn, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah, Cirrus was totally fine, and I think that these guys are kind of leaning towards
Ooh.
towards evil. They're more like
Ooh.
slowly being nudged by the evil of the world. Like there's a lot of evil in the world, and a lot of it is very kind of. I try to make it kind of insidious, and so that you're slowly kind of becoming evil or being drawn to this. Yeah.
I just remembered, didn't we kill some tabaxis just to get corpses for Klaatu? Or some alligator people?
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure that most of these killings that you've done were in self-defense. So it's been justified so far.
Yeah, right?
I do wonder how
I think so
exactly
too.
I do wonder how it will be when you get to the more kind of the center of the world with the not the world but when you start approaching the Yuan-Tis, how exactly you will start reacting to that.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm having trouble justifying Miss missed being okay here in the castle.
Missed what?
Being okay here in this castle.
Ah,
I'm
he's,
thinking.
he,
Yeah, I'm
he's not.
thinking. No, he's not. But the fact that I'm not, running around trying to slice things in half, kill people, kill the vampires, and absolutely demolish this place is. Yeah, I'm having trouble finding reasons not to do that. Honestly.
Well, I mean, one of them could be a realistic reason, like this Yuan-Ti had. He's just at such a disadvantage that he's not going to take the fight, even though he hates you and would kill you if this was a more equal combat.
Yeah, and I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like going around and killing like Cecilia and Ramon and Nardole and Lita and all those.
I mean, I have the stat blocks prepared for these guys, so
I know you do.
I was fully prepared for the fight to occur, but it didn't occur. And if you are just intimidated by them, like if you feel that you can't take them all on, or maybe you can't even take one of them on, that's also fine by me.
Yeah, Justin would have prevented you from starting a fight as long as we're inside their dimension.
I'm thinking, all things being equal, I think I could take on one, maybe even two of them solo. But with the rest of the party, we wouldn't be able to take them all on at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
But if we could get them in groups of 2 or 3, I think we could take them.
I don't know. Inside their lair, I don't think so. They're
Yeah.
too much of a mix as well. It's not just vampires, it's also a werewolf in between. A cleric, mage. I doubt it. Inside of their lair, inside of this dimension. They separate us inside of these corridors and then we're done.
Yeah, there could be whole lair actions and stuff, and I'm taking that out of the equation as far as us taking them. But
Yeah.
granted,
If you have the
that's-
Sunblade, you can turn undead.
Well, my turn on dead is not going to affect these guys at all. I'm too low clerical for
Oh.
that.
Isn't it when they're at a third of their health that they just instantly get destroyed?
No.
Oh.
They have to be below a certain challenge rating.
Ah, okay.
I might be able to get them to run away in fear.
Gives
maybe.
you time to heal.
But there's no way I would kill him.
So it's mostly Sunblade and Smite.
I also have the daylight spell. Just saying.
How much damage does daylight deal?
I don't think it actually does any damage. I think it just makes it daylight.
What does a vampire read? How much damage does he take for each second in the daylight?
Well, from what I've seen, actually, the daylight spell does not exactly create sunlight, which is very odd because I've had actually a similar encounter earlier